A man in Montgomery County, Texas, was arrested this week for allegedly surreptitiously giving an abortion drug to the woman he got pregnant without. She didn't know that he was giving this to her. It was not with her consent. That led to the death of her baby. As we have frequently discussed on this program, the current policies of the FDA are allowing these deadly abortion drugs to be illegally trafficked across state lines. And that's why pro-life states like my home state of Louisiana are actually suing the federal government, the FDA. And that's why we're continuing to draw attention to this issue. Joining me now to discuss this, Dr. Martha Shuping, an adjunct instructor in psychology at Belmont Abbey College, who joined FRC in actually filing an amicus brief in the Louisiana lawsuit against the FDA right along these lines. Dr. Shuping, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, should we be surprised to hear of incidents like this one in Montgomery County?
No, as we mentioned in the brief, many years ago in the 90s, Daniel Callahan, who is a pro-choice researcher and advocate, stated that Guttmacher data showed that 30% of abortions were, at that time, were coerced. And he said that's kind of a dirty little secret, that many men who don't want a baby or don't want to pay child support for different reasons, there is a problem of coerced abortion, and that goes on to this day. Some research shows that it's much higher than 30%. Some studies have shown as much as 64% or a little higher than that. So it has long been a problem, and we see that some men will father children but not want to take the responsibility.
Well, in the news reports out of Texas, actually based upon the man was arrested, based upon the information released, he had repeatedly wanted the mother to get an abortion. In fact, telling her he would cover the cost, take her out of state. She repeatedly refused, expressing her firm intent to carry the pregnancy to term. So it's really abuse, domestic abuse, is being facilitated now by a federal policy with the FDA that he surreptitiously gave this drug to her. This has been done in other cases as well. So we have a policy in place that is removing women from having interactions with a medical provider, which is often the safety valve for domestic partner violence, is it not?
Yes, the American College of Obstetrics and Gynecology has said that they've published a committee opinion about the best practices, that they say that any woman, certainly in an unplanned pregnancy situation, but really any pregnant woman, should be screened for domestic violence in the office at her first pregnancy visit and at once a trimester if she's continuing her pregnancy, because domestic violence has been such an important vehicle of reproductive coercion. And so there are many women who, and I've been reading about these cases, that you can't do a proper screening for domestic violence if the woman is over a screen or just emailing in saying she needs medication for an abortion. The problem is, even if she's face-to-face over a screen with clinic staff, they don't know whether there's a man just off screen with a gun, right, or someone telling her that she has to order the abortion pills even if she doesn't want the abortion. And then we read about these cases. Some have gone to court.
But even under the current policy, the woman doesn't have to request the drugs. I mean, someone...
That's true. That's true. Anybody could. I mean, right. A man could, he could email in and get abortion pills.
Which is apparently what happened in this case. The woman had no knowledge of it whatsoever. He obtained those abortion pills and then put them somehow either in her food or somehow administered them to her. This was the focus of the brief that you filed, or that Family Research Council you helped us with, that we filed in the Louisiana case, is that this is only facilitating that intimate partner violence that everybody seems to be concerned about, except when it comes to the issue of abortion.
Right, and I've seen that some abortion advocates had filed a brief saying that women who were abused needed to have the access to abortion because that would free her from being trapped by domestic violence. But it's just the opposite, because if women can go for an in-person visit, then they would be expected to do an individual screening for domestic violence and to offer the woman resources if she's being coerced into an abortion that she doesn't want. Or, just offer, there's all kinds of domestic violence resources, attorneys who can help with protection orders, there's women's shelters, there are hotlines, there's all kinds of resources that women may not be aware of. And when they have to come out for a face-to-face doctor visit, that allows for the screening that the American College of OBGYNs has said is important.
Dr. Shuping, let me ask you another related type of question. We have seen a rise in human trafficking, and oftentimes that is for sexual purposes. Does this not facilitate covering up the human trafficking of young women?
The majority of women who are in trafficking will have one or more forced abortions, and that is a huge problem. But when the traffickers can get the pills so easily, it doesn't even require a doctor visit, they can have as much as they want to coerce abortions at any time, to force the abortions.
So, I mean, it's a huge problem, but yet the policy remains in place that allows this to occur. It's mind-boggling. Dr. Shuping, I want to thank you for joining us. Always great to see you, and thank you so much for joining with us and filing that brief in Louisiana.
Thank you.